Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and just as I thought I was done with the previews of work that's come into my shop over the week, well, a few folks stopped by yesterday and dropped off some more reels, so I thought I would share those with you as well. We'll take a look at what they brought in, what some of the issues may be, which ones will be the potentials for videos to come, and well, if you see one here that I don't plan to do a video on, just leave that in the comment section. I'll try to do that one as well. It's a crazy time of year. It's a time where most folks take off for the holidays. The fishing kind of slows with the cold weather and all. It's a good time for folks to bring reels in, and if you have your reels, it's a good time to tune them up now so that when the spring run happens, well, you'll be ready for that. Before I get into the previews, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. If you like to learn about fishing reels, how to service them, how to keep them running for worry-free fishing, then I would encourage you to subscribe. And if you do subscribe, please use that notification button. Well, the first group came in from Ray. Ray's a neighbor. He's only a few miles away. He actually watched me on the YouTube channel and said, gee, we're basically neighbors. Can I bring some reels over to be serviced? I said, of course, right? So the first one in is a Penn. This is the Spin Fisher. It's the 4500 SS. This is one of the earlier versions of the reel. Missing its badge on this side, which is why I had to look at the spool. He tells me that the bail, well, it's tripping while it's casting. He says it knocks back and he gets short casts. Well, that's because your bail wire is here, and it should be, well, way over here. It's got a bad bend to it. And well, let's see if I have another one here. Nope, I don't. Thought maybe I had another one to show you, but what's happening is the bail is only extending to here. When that line is coming off, well, it's coming off around the circle, right, around that spool, gets over here and it hits it, and it causes it to trip. Unfortunately, this bail wire is not available any longer, so we're going to have to figure out a way to rebend the line. This line should be coming straight out, like this. Somehow it must have hit something, a gun wall or a pier railing or something, and knocked it from there all the way down this way. You got to be very careful with these wires, but they are wires. They can bend. This one bent the wrong way, so if we rebend it, we should be able to pull this bail further off, right? So it's on an angle like this. And if it's on an angle like this, the line won't hit it on the way out. So we'll try and do some work on that one. He also brought me two Ovid reels. These are the SXJ5s, and they're narrow platform, gold finish. The one he said just needs a tune-up. That would be this one. He said he bought them, he's had them for years. One of these needs a tune-up. There you go. So this one has a nice loud click. This one has no click at all. Well, usually that click mechanism has got a dog in it with two springs coming off the side. So it's either possible that a spring is detached or that dog is severely worn, but I'm not sure which one that would be at the moment. The Avid reels also fail because there's a little plastic part in here. You can see how you can hear that click going up and down. Sometimes that fails and it doesn't hold for that click mechanism, but in this case that's working fine. So we're going to have to get underneath that, and I'll do a video on one of those, maybe the one with broken click. Well, speaking of broken, the next group in comes from Thomas. Thomas was at a local flea market. The fishing flea markets are starting up in our area, and well, he found some good bargains, but in need of repair. And sometimes you need to have a good understanding of what the repairs are needed before you purchase a reel like this one. So Thomas purchased this one. This is the fourth generation, I guess. This is the Penn 440 SSG, the G being graphite. So we saw the third generation. There was one in between there. And, well, it's got a broken rotor. How a rotor can break is, well, subject of speculation, I guess, right? But it broke off. I just want to remove this for a moment. You can see how it cracked here. The arm cracked off the rotor, And if you're sitting assessing this reel with that on it, you think, okay, well, I need a new rotor. Well, that's not cheap. That's probably $18 just for that. But then you notice you're also missing the spring in the arm inside here. And this plate may also be bent. So, well, add another $6 or $7 or $8 in parts for that. Now you're up to about $25. Still a good deal, you know, even with the service charge. But I took this off to just check that. And I'm noticing right there, up here, kind of random stopping, which means that there's probably a tooth on that pinion gear. And on that pinion gear, it's probably bent or misshapen or maybe even broken off. It's causing a skip. So now, if you didn't know that, if you just left this attached to it, you say, oh, it's a rotor and it's an arm, $25 in parts, still a good deal, I got it cheap, without taking the time to test this thing and find out that, well, there's other issues here, well, this one can get expensive. We may need the pinion gear. And always, if you find that you have a gear that is broken in a spinning reel, don't just go get the pinion gear, get the main gear as well, because one of the two of those broke the other and probably distorted the one that, well, the one that was good. All right, we've got a lot of work to do on this one. I may have to call Thomas and let him know that it's not as easy a fix as he thought it would be. Next up is a Warrior. This one is the 7000. It's the Ambassador 7000 C3. It's working a little tight. Definitely crying out for some oil, some lubrication, cleaning. Other than that, it seems like it's in good condition. The cosmetics, yeah, they've been around a while. It needs a good cleaning. But other than that, this is a workhorse and it's a great reel for saltwater fishing. This one seems to be okay. This is a Daiwa Saltist. He's asking me about that click. And I told him I think that's the anti-reverse dogs in here. We're going to find out. It's perfectly normal because you don't have the click when you're casting. Again, he purchased this one used. He also bought this one used as well. This is a Finor. It's the Primal. And unfortunately, Finor was sold to Pure Fishing from the Zubco group. And Finor has been reduced at Pure Fishing to sunglasses. So they haven't marketed any reels under the Finor name since it went over to Finor about 2 years ago. This one, he says, I can't move my lever drag. Now that may be an issue with just the lever drag being misset, and that's an easy fix. But if something's broken inside that reel, you can still get the parts, I believe, by calling Pen Parts. But if it's an issue with the part that's no longer available, be ashamed to have spent the money on this reel to find out that it's not repairable. So we're going to find out from Thomas on that one, and we'll try to do the video on that one to see. Well, finally we have a couple more here. This one came in from Greg. There's 4 of them. There's two types of the same reels. No, this is not a Piscifun reel. Rather, this one is an Atlas reel. This is a lever drag reel. And I'm not familiar with Atlas. I'm going to do a little bit more work. I'm going to do a video on it. It obviously spins nice and free and easy. There's 2 of these in here. Again, they're used for jigging, for offshore fishing. Very similar to those Avets, probably a little bit cheaper. Not sure where it's made. Taiwan. It's made in Taiwan. Okay. Not sure who in Taiwan is making it. He just asked me to tune it up. So there we go. We'll tune up that one and its sister reel. And we'll make sure we do a video on it so that if you have one of these, you'll be able to learn how to do that one. If I could just learn how to put that back in the box. All right, close enough. All right. We also have 2 that I'm sure a lot of folks will be interested in. Very big ones, right? These are an earlier version. This is the Penn International 80 TW. This is, well, how do you tell it's the earlier one? These adjuster knobs are usually the key there. Your adjuster knob, your click mechanism, and the like. The design's changed a little bit. This is a huge reel for very big fish, and he's got 2 of these in here. So yes, I plan to do one on this as well. And like many of the Penn reels that are out there, well, one of the things that stays constant with Penn is the design. So whether you're working on this one or whether you're working on a smaller version of the International reels, typically the designs inside the reel are pretty much the same. You have a spool assembly that's going to contain the drag and a pressure plate. You have the gearing on the outside. This is a single speed reel, and well, we'll take it apart, we'll service it, we'll show you how to do it, and you'll get a look inside at one of the biggest of Penn's trolling reels. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the additional reels that have come in. I hope you're looking forward to the reels that I previewed a few days ago. I look forward to them. It should be a lot of fun to do these, and it's great video content. So I'm looking forward to the week ahead, and we'll see how far that gets us in terms of being able to provide you with additional information on how to take apart and service the reels, some additional learning in terms of how they're made and who the manufacturers are, and a little bit more knowledge for the support of the hobby or the small business that is reel repair. Before I leave, I want to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, rescue, EMTs, everybody involved in the public good and in keeping us out of harm's way. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, wishing everybody a great day, fun times on the water, and fast friendships fishing.